Amazon makes a lot of money on this. This article is striking because it sort of goes against the interest of Pfizer and the interest of sort of the whole vaccine push. This article describes work done by Public Citizen, historically a very important sort of advocacy group in Washington. And it really explains that Pfizer, which has sold 3.5 billion doses so far, and they could double that in 2022, that everything about their contracts with 73 governments around the world has been to shift risks onto the governments and to maximize their profits. This is not a recipe for public health. This is a recipe for maximizing profit to what they call a duopoly. It's Moderna and Pfizer. Those are the only two big players in this COVID vaccine space. And one of the things they point out is that there's enormous secrecy around these contracts between Pfizer and these governments. These are for citizens, right? Why should they be so secret? And yet in 73 deals, only 5 have been published worldwide, and those have been published with extraordinary redactions. So, you know, it's just really, I think something that we have to recognize is like, this is giving this extraordinary power. Pfizer is literally more powerful than, for instance, the governments of Brazil and Argentina. We covered this many months ago, Polly. Brazil and Argentina at first balked. They said, we're not going to sign that. We're not going to give you the permission to take over our military bases for any liability that you may owe. Well, they both backed down, Polly, and they actually signed contracts with Pfizer, and they forfeited a lot of their sovereign immunity as a country, saying that, yes, Pfizer, if you get into trouble because these are emergency use authorization products and somebody does break through your sort of corporate liability wall, you can come and take our national assets. This shocked me, Polly. Larry Gostin, Dr. Larry Gostin is a lawyer, and he is one of the biggest proponents for mandates and for vaccines. He teaches at Georgetown University. He said that what Pfizer was asking of these countries would be is if they asked the United States to put up the Grand Canyon as collateral. He did not mean that in a flattering way. So this piece was surprising to me and quite revealing. And it sounds like this work that Public Citizen has done to get freedom of information and to get these contracts is extremely valuable. We have to understand that these are behemoths. These are profit-seeking, exploitative companies, and public health is just not high on their agenda. They're keeping secret their contracts, and we also know that they're keeping secret injuries that are happening in the clinical trials. So I just want people to sort of, who aren't already awake, like, wake them up. You know, big pharma has never been your friend, and it's surely not your friend in COVID.
It's so interesting how this is all starting to unravel.